Okay, we're back here at the Servant Cigar Show, and this is episode 4, part 2. Sandy, you were talking about the winery. Why don't you continue to tell us some more about it?
Well, we make our wines with fruits other than grapes. I told you we were making beer. We started putting fruit in the beer. We made the wines out of the fruits that we were growing: raspberries, blueberries, apples, dandelions. We even made a pumpkin mead. And they were all really good. So we decided we weren't going to try to make any grape wines. Everybody else is making grape wines. We'll just do something different, and we can make it any way we want, because there's, it doesn't have to be to a certain style that everybody thinks
Who creates
the wine
that?
ought to. My husband is the winemaker.
And his name?
His name is Mark.
Mark, thanks.
Is the winemaker. He does a great job, and I love his stuff. And he has a wide range of. I told you there's 24 wines right now. So there's dry ones, there's sweet ones, there's sparkly ones, there's dessert wine, a wide range.
He educated me when I was up there getting the wines last week, just in regards to currants, because I'm a big currant fan. I grew up as a kid with currant bushes in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
And he let me know that New York State limits how many currant bushes individuals can purchase, because there's a fungus that gets into a white pine and harms the white pine, and I never knew that. But one of the things that he has is a lot of different currant bushes up there that they put in it. Love that. The first one we had, the black and blue. It was wonderful. Just the currant flavor is something that you don't get. I haven't had anywhere else.
And there's different colors. There's different currants. There's red currants, black currants, white currants.
No, see, I
and
didn't
they all
realize.
taste different from each other too.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful flavor. So I'm a strong advocate.
Yeah, good.
2 words: Maple Dream.
Yeah.
He's hung up on Maple Dream, and what a way to go.
Bought 2 bottles, they're gone.
That's sweet dreams.
One of the things that makes your winery so special is the boutique nature of it. Now, do you have any of your wines outside of New York State?
No.
Are you allowed to?
Yes, we could.
So do you have a website that people,
We
if
have
they
a
want to
website?
order something, because we're recommending, so far, we've had 4 shows. We're up to actually 5 different wines that we've had from you. And 4 of them were a buy from all 4 of us. And 1 was good, but doesn't stand up to the cigars. And of course, that's what we were talking about here. And what we liked so nice about this opportunity to try these wines, I would never have tried any of these wines if it wasn't for this show that actually spurred us on to try something different. And that's one of the things that I want everyone to try.
Blueberry?
Blueberries.
It was good. It worked.
From the tough guy.
And dandelion wine. Gosh, man, if Grandpa's not alive anymore, you don't need it. You've got now an ad hoc Grandma and Grandpa right here with Sandy and Mark.
The old timers do get a kick out of tasting this.
And it's good. It's real good.
It is good.
Yeah.
So why do you give the website?
Oh, the website's blackbeerwinery.com. We don't ship outside of the state right now. They legalized it, and there are so many hoops to jump through that we haven't mastered that yet.
Yeah.
So you send it to a relative in New York, who then will mail it to you out of the state. Not an issue.
Could his name be Servant?
We might be able to help you out. We'll see, as long as we're within the law.
Just call me the Blackberry Mule.
So I'm really interested in hearing what kind of wines you think would go good with cigars.
Well, so far what we've enjoyed now, normally, most people know that a dry wine is perfect with a cigar. But we've also found now that sweet wines, and what we're talking about of the wines that you offer, is the black and blue, which is a hard cider. We know, obviously, the dandelion wine. We know the maple dream. And the last one was the raspberry that we tried.
I was going to say the raspberry.
We'll be trying them throughout the show as we go on. Not just this show, but the additional episodes, because there's more to do. Now, keeping in mind, every one of the wines so far that we've received have been complimentary. We will be buying wines from the winery, because that's one of the purposes of the show, is to help people extend and expand their sales and so forth.
Already have.
That's right, there we go.
So let's get going.
What I'd like to do now is we'll get a chance to chat a couple more minutes, but let's move on with the show. And one of the things that I'd like to talk about is what we're going to cover in the show. Today's episode that I'm going to speak about is the different types of cigars, which you'll see featured in, you know, there'll be, what's the word that I'm looking for?
The insert.
It's going to be inserted into the show. And what we have there is starting with the Gordo size, which is a 6 inch by 60 to 64 ring gauge. Then you have, working our way down, is what I call the Torpedo, which is a 7 inch by 54 to 56, depending on the company. And then you've got the Pyramid, which is a 6 by 54 all the way down to a size 52, and it looks like a pyramid. Pointy on one end, and some of them are called, they group in a category called Figuraro, which could be pointed on both ends. Then you go to the Churchill, which is a 7 inch by 50 inch if you use Dominican standards, or a 7 by 48 by Cuban standards. The Toro is the next size, which is 6 by 50 or 6 by 48. And you have the Robusto, which is 5 by 50 or 5 by 48. And then you've got what we call a Petite, and that's any size that's small. What we're also, and you'll see pictures of that on the inserts on the screen. What I'd also like to do is just talk a little bit about the making of a cigar. Every single cigar that gets into a person's hands, and most people aren't aware of that, it's the most labor-intensive product in the world. It's touched 132 times by artisans of making the cigar prior to being handed to the person at the retail outlet. After that, you're talking about an aging process that runs between 3 and 9 years in the waiting prior to giving it to the retail person. So there's a lot of work that goes into a cigar that can range anywhere from $3 to as much as $30 or $40. Once again, the Servin motto, no cigar really needs to be over $10, in my opinion. What we also have to like to talk about is a quick thing about how to set down a cigar. Many people will set down a cigar like this. It's improper, not that it's etiquette-wise, but would you pass that thing there? One of the reasons why you don't want to do that is it could cause burning of the cigar improperly. What you want to do is place it so it stays on a level basis. If it's on a table, you put it on a cigar ashtray such as this. It keeps the ash out of the tray so that it doesn't burn unevenly. Just a quick little tip that I thought people might enjoy for tonight. When I come back in the next couple of minutes in episode 4, part 3, I'm going to just briefly talk about one of the people that's a good friend of mine, Sean, the owner of Humidipack, and what it is, and I'll describe it in just a moment. So we'll be back in just a second. Thanks again.